Hello, this is Marco Wild, and this is going to be the homework video for corporate finance. Let's first go over the question. Um, After much consultation, your significant other and you have decided that you want to send a little one to a private college. Private colleges are very expensive, and a recent survey estimates the current cost to be around $37,820 for 1 year. This cost covers tuition, fees, room, and board, and is based on an elite private four-year school in the Northeast. This cost is for the 2026-2027 school year. You expect these costs to increase by 3.9% over the foreseeable future. Your child will most likely begin school 18 years after birth. Schools tend to demand payments up front. Assume the cost of the whole first year tuition is due July 2045, the second one July 2026, etc. You expect to invest your money in a manner that returns 7.5% per year over the foreseeable future, and you plan to invest money every year. And you're going to put money every year until the baby is born, and that ends July 2044. So first question asks, suppose you want to save the same amount each year in nominal dollars. How much will you have to save so that there's enough money to send your kid to college? So what you first do is you do the cost in 2026, 2027, which is $37,820 times 1.039, which is the inflation rate, to the power of 18. So you get 75,301.11, which will be the cost for 1 year when your child is finally ready to go to school. And then you do the annuity, which is going to be that number divided by R plus R minus G. And R in this case is the 7.5% you get on your investment. So you'll do that times 1 minus 1 plus G over 1 plus R, which is 1.039 divided by 1.075. And you do those two both to the power of 4 because you're having 4 payments when your kid is in school. And that comes out to be 266,427.10. And then after that, you just do this formula where you do 266,427 equals C, because you're solving for C in this case. And you do that divided by 0.075 times 1 minus 1 over 1.075 to the power of 18. And then you have to multiply 1.075 to the power of 19 by that, because the payments start, because you have to save even when your kid's technically 0. So when they're 0 to 1, you still have to take that into account because you're still saving money. And so once you multiply those and divide, so once you multiply everything on the right, and then you divide that by 266,427, and then you multiply 0.075 to that, you end up getting $6,948, which is the final answer to A. And so that's how much money you'd have to save each year to send your kid to college. But in nominal dollars. But in B, it's asking to do the real terms, the real amount, how much we have to save. And it wants how much you have to save in real dollars every year. And so in this case, what you do is you take that 266,427.10, divide that by 1.075 to 18, and then you get 72,481.31, and then you're solving for C again, and you use the same formula up top where you do R minus G times 1 over 1 plus R, 1 plus G divided by 1 plus R, and to the power of 18, because it's 18 years. So how much do you have to save? Because you're saving for 18 years. And then that ends up being $5,693.01. So that's how much you'd have to save in real dollars for 1 year. However, because of inflation and also the investments, you can't save that much money because it won't be enough when you take into account inflation of money. And so I have this Google sheet where you do the formulas. And so this is year 1. So you're saving $5,693 in year 1. And then year 2, in year 1. And then after 1 year, this is how much you have to spend. So this is how much you'd have to spend this is how much you have to save in real dollars each year as inflation increases. So you have this for 18 years. And so the total amount of money you'd have to save for all 18 years summed up is $156,001.60. And that's that's the answer to B. So thank you.